Hello, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you're listening to VCR. Hey, Roxy, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Don't we look all pretty today with your long flowing black hair and your sparkly golden little earrings and everything? All dressed in black. Is this part of your Morticia regalia
Yes, I'm
for
getting ready.
Comic Palooza? Yeah. So this weekend we are going to be at Comic Palooza.
Woo-hoo!
The
Can't wait.
votes the votes are in. I will be going as Gomez Adams, and
Yes.
Roxy is going as a character she didn't even put in for the
I
bill.
really didn't. I was actually thinking of two different characters, and then this third one got thrown in, and I was
Yes.
like, and that was like the third one that was the majority.
Yeah,
So,
like that
which is
one won
wild.
out. And it was okay, so you were thinking of doing Marge Simpson, either hair up or hair down. You're gonna do
Or
sexy
Wednesday.
Marge system. Marge system. You're gonna do sexy Marge Simpson or Wednesday Adams. And then somehow Morticia Adams got thrown into the mix. Hands down, it was
Everybody
Morticia.
said Morticia. I was like,
Yeah. I
okay.
think you had like one or two that said Marge,
Yeah, there was
but
like three. Three
ye-
people said Marge,
and
and
everything
then
else
everything else was
was
Morticia.
Morticia. And like poor Wednesday didn't even
No, she
make
didn't
it
get a
into the
single
room.
vote.
I was like, wow, wow, not one of them voted Wednesday. And I was like, I thought Wednesday would have been the best, really, but no, they
No,
went they
I
went
wanted to do Marge like so bad. I
yeah,
really wanted to do Marge, but
uh,
everybody was like, "No, Morticia." So all right, I
Morticia,
guess,
yeah, one's
which makes
hand
it a
down.
lot easier on me because I have the stuff for that already,
Yes,
so I don't
it
have to
just
go
makes it a
shopping.
lot easier, so much easier. And I'm still waiting for half of my Gomez costume to come in, literally. Uh,
I just gotta start practicing my Morticia makeup. I gotta
yes,
make myself pale.
I need to just be Gomez. Just need to be charming and myself, and there you
Lord.
go.
Oh, you know what? I do want to get that little cousin it bag.
Oh yes, we'll have to get you the cousin it bag for the exciting little event. And I had to put out a vote for Fester and Gomez, not one vote for Fester. And I
Not
thought
one.
I
Everybody was like Gomez.
Gomez like in like the Fester look, like I could pull off the Fester look, obviously, right? So, but hand every single one of them Gomez, not one for Fester.
But now I'm gonna have to carry a sign for real that says we're not a couple.
Yes, we're definitely gonna have to. We're not. We're a couple costuming. We're not a couple
Yeah, we're not in real life.
So yeah, that's totally gonna be fun. But yeah, we'll be at Comic Palooza this weekend. But
Woo!
this past weekend, me and Roxy watched a series on Netflix, and not even a series. We watched
It
a
was just a
special.
show.
Yeah, we might as well talk about the other thing we watched on Netflix, which was the fight. But
Yeah, we can mention that too.
yeah, but we saw the roast of Kevin Hart.
Womp
Yeah,
womp.
that was kind of painful in
That
many
was,
ways. That really was painful. And I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. Like it had its moments where I
yeah.
laughed here and there, but in all honesty, I was not
And
feeling it.
usually I love a good roast. Like I will
Yeah.
laugh my ass off at a roast because they're hilarious.
hmm
This one,
This was almost like 3 hours of like, oh my God, this is so cringe.
it
Like
was so cringy.
it really was. It really was. And let me go off and say, you have all these comedians who are coming up to roast them. You don't have to be like, oh, Jeff Ross is here tonight. Next comedian. Oh, Jeff Ross is here. Oh, Jeff Ross is here. Oh, next comedian. Jeff Ross. I was like, we know they're
We know they're
fucking
here. You
there.
can just
You
say Jeff Ross. Da,
every
da, da, da,
yeah,
da. You don't have to keep telling me that they're here. I
it,
know. I
it
see them.
was so obnoxious because like every comedian was like they didn't know how to start or like just say, "Oh, Pete Davidson," and then go into your
Go
joke.
on to your
You
joke.
don't have to reintroduce them every time someone no goes up there. It was I got so annoyed with it, so annoyed because it was like, "Oh, look, Pete Davidson's here." or Jeff Ross or
And
someone else.
can
But
I
they
just
just,
say that it was just terrible?
huh? No, it
It
was
was
a
horrible.
bad roast. And the other thing that I feel it was kind of bad about, and correct me if I'm wrong, I felt this was it was kind of ridiculously disrespectful, right? Like to
So
every.
disrespectful. These jokes, like I know jokes are supposed to be like they're supposed to like hit you where it hurts, but they're usually tasteful.
Mhm.
These jokes were so lowbrow and just distasteful. It was disgusting, some of the jokes that were made.
No, it
And I
really
love a
was.
funny joke. Like I can take some jokes, but that shit was disgusting.
No, it was disgusting. It was a problem. It was really just beyond disrespectful in many ways. So like for example, there is a comedian named Cheryl Underwood, right? And I'm sure she's a lovely comedian.
She is a legend. She's a queen of comedy. She's been in comedy for ages. I've been
Okay.
watching her since I was a teenager in high school. I've been watching her comedy, her stand-up on the BET. They used to have the comic shows at night, like
Mhm.
late at night, and that's where I saw her first.
And
I've
see,
been
I
watching her
don't
for years.
really remember her,
Oh,
and maybe
she's
I have seen
funny.
something and I just don't remember, but like I don't really remember her. But the
She's
thing
a
is,
legend.
what they were talking about, so apparently in real life, Cheryl Underwood's husband passed away due to unaliving himself. I don't
Hmm.
want to say the other word because, and which I should be able
Right,
to, but like people are so like cancel,
right.
or we get flagged. But he unalived himself by jumping off of a bridge. And that's a terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah.
Every single comedian who went up there roasted her about her husband offing
Like there
himself.
were so many other things you could have roasted her on, and you had to bring up the death of her husband, which probably destroyed her.
Hmm.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like I don't even know. And I don't know how she sat up there and just was like, ha 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 ha.
yeah, like there
You
are
know what I
so
mean?
many other jokes that they could have gone with. Like even I wrote my own jokes, like to so for example, because her hair was huge, she had like this
Huge.
massive afro
Yeah, she had
going
a
on.
beautiful big ass afro.
But see, it reminded me of like, do you remember the Wiz?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you remember the Scarecrow? His
Yeah,
hairdo. So
yeah,
I would have written a whole like, and I see that they've invited the Scarecrow from the Wiz back.
yeah.
Man, Kevin, if they could have resurrect his career, imagine what they can do about yours. See,
Boom. Funny.
done. Right? I didn't have to attack her husband, and which is a painful situation.
Yeah, that was so awful.
And like I
So
said,
distasteful.
every single comedian did it. And the other one that I'm kind of
Not every
tired.
single. There were a few that didn't even go there.
Right, right. Low. I think Pete Davidson didn't go there, and I respect that about him.
Hmm.
But the thing
I
is,
don't,
what
Chelsea didn't go there.
no, because I think they're more respectful in that sense, especially Pete Davidson. I'm really sick of them
Yeah,
going in on him too. They're always making jokes about his dad who passed away in 9/11.
which baffles me because he died in 9/11. Like that dude
Yes.
is a hero, and y'all are over here making fun of his
Yeah.
death. Like that's crazy to me.
And it's just like I get it. When you're a comedian, you roast each other hard. But I think that there are certain things that are just so sacred, you should not touch that.
Right,
Let me go in and make jokes about your dead father or your dead husband because that's hysterical. And maybe if you do it in a right way, it can be. But these are just distasteful jokes, just
so
really
mm.
distasteful. But I will say this. So, Lizzo, I thought was pretty good.
She was
Actually,
pretty
she was
entertaining.
actually pretty
I think
good.
she was funny because she was laughing before she even got the joke out, which was
Yes.
funnier to me because
Yeah,
she
she
couldn't
was
even get it out.
cracking
She was
up.
just giggling.
The one who now I will say this, as you know from this show, me and Roxy are not Trump or MAGA supporters in any way whatsoever,
0%.
just almost based on our skin color. But
Hello.
you
But
know,
you can't go based on that because there
no,
are some.
yes, absolutely. But and I was not familiar with this comedian until I had to look him up, but Tony
Hinchcliffe, yeah.
Hinchcliffe, who apparently is a MAGA Trump supporter, has said some things here and there. They went in on that man hard and
So hard.
hard.
So
Oh my
hard. I
God.
think the funniest jokes of the night were the ones about him.
Yes, absolutely. Like he just, oh my God, the one that killed me, and I'm gonna say this, no one cancel me here. I forgot who did it. It may have been Cheryl Underwood. And I don't quote me on who the credit goes to, but like they looked at him and said, Tony Hinchcliffe, you look like a plantation owner who makes your slaves do musicals. And I was
Musicals.
like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God.
That was so
That's,
funny.
I will admit, I lost my shit on that one. I really lost my shit on that. It was
Oh my
hysterical.
God, that was a
But they
good one.
all went in on him. Now, I will say this. I in no way am I supporting this bad whatsoever, but his clapbacks were savage. You knew he was stewing and
Oh, he
brewing
was
over them.
pissed. You could tell
He,
like that shit came from
oh,
deep within. He was
he,
mad.
man, his clapback, they were
And they
savage.
were rapid fire. Like he was that pissed.
Yes,
He was
he
just
was
boop, 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 boop,
not.
boop, boop, boop.
There's boom, 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 boom. Whether it was racist or just whatever, mostly racist,
I was
because
mostly racist.
but honestly, his were savage, and I'm gonna kind of. I have to give credit. His were kind of the best. That whole when I have to side with a MAGA clapback comedian,
I'm
you
like you.
know, you know, it was not worth the
I
watch.
didn't care for his part of it. Like
No.
he was savage with it, but I was just
Yeah.
like, damn.
Yeah. But his honestly were kind of almost the best out of all of them, except I will say the one who shined to me, who like was really funny, Jeff Ross.
He was
That
funny.
man, and I don't care for Jeff Ross. He's one of
I
the
don't
very
either.
few, like he was one of the very few who I knew. I don't care for him, but his segment was funny. The balls he had to go out there dressed like Eddie
Like Eddie
Murphy
Murphy. Oh
from
my
Eddie Murphy's
God.
Raw and with the music and just telling Kevin Hart, man, your own idol doesn't even give a fuck about you. I'm like, oh my God. That so Jeff Ross was probably my favorite. Lizzo was one of my favorites. Um, I was impressed with Tony's clapbacks. Shay Gillis, he was
He
hosting.
was the worst fucking host.
Yeah,
His jokes were not funny.
his jokes were dying so bad. He
They,
was even telling the audience like,
and he was
really,
like,
I
wow,
thought that
okay.
would yeah, like wow, I thought that would work. I was like,
And he's like, oh, that was the best one. I'm like,
bro,
that's
if
the
that's
best
your
you
best
got.
material,
You
you may need
suck.
to give him a discount.
Yeah. Think you need to give half that check back.
Yeah, because half your jokes totally missed. They had this thing where Tom Brady came out in the very beginning.
That was awful.
That was painful to
That was
watch. He
terrible.
was not good at it. It
No.
was very painful to watch. The one that was started off good, but then fell into just like total disrepair. Correct me if I'm wrong, The Rock,
I
Dwayne
was like, even The
Johnson's
Rock
show.
couldn't save this thing.
No, and The Rock, like he shows up strong. It was a good appearance. It was his entry was great, and his jokes in the beginning were really good. And then all of a sudden they started spiraling
I don't know if it was just
into
like banter that they were doing back and forth off script, but it was like,
he
what the
literally
fuck?
tells Kevin Hart to sit on his lap and suck his titty. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is happening here? Like,
And he kept making jokes about fucking his wife. I was like,
yes.
oh my God.
I was like, oh my God.
I was like,
Oh
this
my.
is terrible that even The Rock can't save this show. Like,
Right. No, seriously. Like I said, The Rock's first segment of his joke thing was good and it was strong. And I don't know if he went off script and just started doing his, but after that it just got really weird and awkward.
it really did.
Especially with, sit on my lap and suck this titty. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I know.
But Cat Williams was there. I am
That was
definitely
a good
not a
one.
I'm definitely well, I'm not a Cat Williams fan. I don't know. Are you a
I
Cat? You are? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
like
not.
some of his older comedy. I haven't seen any of his newer stuff,
Mhm.
but I do like Cat.
I'm not a Cat Williams guy. I mean, because personally, I think there's other attire you can wear other than pimp attire daily.
Well, he's a pimp.
Oh, oh, yeah. He,
He's a
he sure as
pimp.
hell loves being a yeah. I was like, oh my God, this man walked out on stage wearing a cape, and I was like, come now.
But wasn't it like a big ass like trench coat?
No, it was a big ass
Oh, I
fucking
thought it was
cape.
a big ass trench coat.
It was a cape that kind of rolls over and you just but like but it was a cape.
He's a
But
pimp. You ain't know that?
yeah, I'm not a Cat Williams fan. His wasn't bad. It wasn't good either. I kind of felt like he missed the mark on a lot of things. I don't know. What did you feel about Cats?
I liked his
You
segment.
you liked his
This part
segment?
was funny.
Okay.
It was like
Uh,
I didn't fall off the couch laughing, but I did laugh more with his than I did with others.
yeah.
And you know I'm biased. I love Chelsea's.
Yeah, I was going to jump into
Chelsea was
Chelsea's.
my favorite.
Hers wasn't bad. I'm not gonna say it was great. It was better than most of the others, but like hers wasn't bad either. But oh my God, the way they rode Chelsea too was like,
I'm like, so all they
y'all
have
need
is
a.
that she's childless and she's a whore.
Yeah, I was
That's the
like,
only joke that you can fucking make.
so she likes having sex. Like I like
And she
having
likes black
sex.
guys. Like that's all you got.
That's it. Now I will admit the BET Award one was funny. I will say. You got to watch it if you want to know what that one was, but I don't recommend watching it.
I wouldn't. Mm.
Now, the basketball player, I'm not even
Oh,
sure.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, I did love the jokes about him. That's good. Draymond Green sounds like something you would get at the hardware store, like a color you would use to paint your kitchen.
Yeah, with that Draymond Green
Like, and they're like, what a lazy ass name is that? It just, you put a D in front of
in front of
Raymond.
Raymond.
That's, I like that. That's retarded. No, my bad. That's
Retard.
retarded. I was like, oh my God. His segment wasn't bad. You can tell he's clearly not a comedian or anything like that. He read from the script, and it wasn't bad. What they wrote for him wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either.
And then
So,
they kept being like, roll the teleprompter back, roll it back. Like,
yes, like
we're
they
not supposed
kept
to know you're reading.
it's the other issue is like this is what happens when you've been drinking too much too and you're not staying on script and the teleprompter is moving and you're doing your own thing and then you're like, oh, roll it back. I was like, no, wait a minute, clearly you're drunk because no
They're
professional person would ever say roll that teleprompter back. I was like,
like,
no.
roll it back. I gotta say that part so I could get paid. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
was
oh my
like,
God.
hmm. So I'm gonna be dead honest. I sat through almost 3 hours of that, and I had to do breaks because it was just kind of difficult to
I
watch.
fast forwarded through the Usher part. I'm not even gonna lie.
Usha, usha.
I
Yeah,
fast forwarded through. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know he was singing. Fast forward.
yeah. No, I didn't watch all of it. And oh my God, okay, the all the pedophile jokes, like.
She said it's a real who's who up here.
Yeah, like, oh my God. But everyone was like looking at the audience and they're just calling out the audience like, oh, pedophiles. I was like, uh, because of all the Diddy party stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus. Regina Hall was there. I was not impressed with that.
Hers was weird.
Yeah. And then the other one, like, is that Regina Hall's husband, the guy who's in the white tuxedo
I
that was
don't think
sitting
so,
with her?
no.
I thought that was her husband. They both
No.
had this like stuck up type of.
Dude, she didn't laugh at anything.
No, she did
She
not.
didn't laugh at, I think there was maybe a couple times where she did a little smirk,
Hmm.
but it was just like, that was
Yeah,
funny.
like she wasn't laughing
She
at
was not
anything.
impressed with any of the jokes.
And here's a sad thing. Here's a really sad thing. You could tell a lot of them were not impressed with the jokes because of the fact that when they, like they would pan to audience members every now and then, like you should. Like, you're not just gonna keep an eye on the people who are there. You're gonna pan to the audience. But they would catch audience members and they were just like,
There was one man that was just
mm-hmm. They're just
the whole time.
staring.
I was like, oh my God.
Wow. I was like, this is a so I'm gonna go with this is a hard pass for
Hard
me.
pass.
I
Same for
mean,
me. Like even when I hit play on it, I was like, why am I watching this?
yeah, no, seriously,
I think I've
seriously.
seen all the best clips on TikTok already
No,
anyway.
honestly, if you saw the Netflix preview, you caught all the good jokes. Other
Yeah.
than that,
Everything else was boring
yeah,
and
Pete
terrible.
Pete Davidson was funny. I'll give
He
him
was
that.
funny. He was really funny.
He was funny. I love how they're I do love how they rip on him for like all the ass he's gotten.
See, those are funny jokes because he has gotten some hot ass women.
Yes, but I love the one Pete Davidson is the only man who looks like a black guy in white
Doing
face
whiteface,
playing
doing
a black guy. It's like a white guy doing blackface. I was like, oh my God.
oh my God, that
He-
was hilarious. I was like, oh my God, now I
uh,
can't see it.
and because he's such a badass, they give him permission to use the N word.
One time for that night, that was it.
Oh my God. But I will admit, Pete Davidson pulls some ass. The homeboy
He
pulls some
does.
good at. He Kardashians, Ariana Grande,
Kate Beckinsale.
you know,
Kate Beckinsale alone. Like, what you
I
mean?
mean, just like he's pulling, homeboys. He ain't much to look at either, but like
Not.
homeboy got some fucking game. That's all I can say. Pete Davidson was
And a
the
big,
good. That's what I've heard the rumor too.
that's the
Uh,
rumor I've heard.
that's the
And he's
rumor.
funny. So,
I mean, he's
yeah, he definitely getting ass.
yeah. So it was, Pete Davidson was a highlight. Jeff Ross was a highlight. Chelsea Handler was a highlight. The rest of them were just, oh my God, just painful to watch.
And
Um,
I'm trying to like, why did they have Tiffany Haddish back there and she wasn't one of the roasters?
that's what bothered me. You had a line of comedians sitting in the back. That is clearly your B line. You have your A squad up in the front, who, let me tell you, are
Some of them could have been switched out.
that they are definitely B-listers for that A squad. Well, given a few here and there. But like the people sitting all in back were all B-listers, and the truth is, I didn't recognize hardly any of them. And it's like not one of them said anything. Not one of them were part of the roast. I mean, it's like, why are you even
Why are you
there?
here? Right.
Just eliminate that row and have the front row, and that's your squad. You don't need the back row. Like, why were they even there? It was a massive waste of
It
time,
was.
money, and effort. I was so disappointed in it. So I'm gonna go with you can skip this one if you really wanted to. If you had to grade it, Roxy, what kind of a grade were you gonna give it?
I give it an F minus.
An F minus? Okay.
Well, you know what? Just because I laughed a little bit, I'll give it a D minus.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a straight up D minus
Yeah,
because
just because I got a few good chuckles out of it. That's it.
yeah, I was gonna give it a D
But
minus because it was
but for the most part, I was just like, oh
Mhm.
my God,
Yeah.
I cannot believe this.
No, it was terrible. It was
Horrible. It was
really
just
fucking
horrible.
horrible. Yeah. So I
Highly
don't
don't recommend.
I think this is the first time I've ever
I
said,
mean, unless you enjoy being disappointed, but there's other ways to be disappointed instead of
yeah,
torturing yourself with this.
absolutely. I mean, hell, it was bad. It was really, really bad. It
Really
just,
bad.
I would skip it. The only other honorable mention I can give is the Ronda Rousey fight in the Gina. I mean, that
That
was
was
pretty.
also terrible.
That was also very disappointing because I was like, 30 fucking seconds. Wow. Fight was over.
I was
The
like, this was dumb. I'm glad that was free.
Right? Seriously, the preliminary fights weren't bad.
Oh
Those
yeah,
some
some
of
of those
those
were
were
really
pretty
good.
good. Yeah. Shame none of them went over two rounds though. Like they all got their
Mhm.
asses handed to them in the first round.
And a
Uh,
lot of them looked out of shape and tired as fuck.
yes, except for that one guy, the the one from oh my God, huge black guy taking on
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brazilian
I
guy.
remember who you're talking about. He was like
Home,
the right
yeah,
before, or after
knocked
Diaz.
the other guy out like
Yeah. Smooth out.
boom. Well, I was like,
Oof, oof.
fuck. I was like,
Dang. That
damn.
was a good fight.
Homeboy was built
That
though.
was a
I
really
mean
good fight.
that is the definition of a brick wall right there. Like hell, I could not. I wouldn't even want to get in the ring. I don't even want to be in the same facility with that man.
At all.
With the possibility of getting knocked out like that.
Mm-mm.
That was bad. That was real bad. But yeah, everything was pretty good up until the main event, and then I was like, in 30 seconds it was over. I was pissed. I was like, thank God I didn't blink because I would have missed it. I was
No,
like,
for real. I'm glad I wasn't fucking around on my phone. I would have missed everything.
yeah, because
I
like
was
net
really hoping that Gina was gonna get in there and fuck some shit
I
up.
was hoping Gino was gonna take it. I was like, damn, what the fuck? So it's one of these things where it was just Netflix was just a major disappointment this weekend.
Yeah,
Between the fight, the roast of Kevin Hart, and honestly, I'd tell you go watch the fight before I tell you to go watch the roast of Kevin Hart.
for real.
That was
The
that
only thing that saved my Netflix weekend was the movies I watched with my mom, but we'll talk about those on another show.
those will be a different show. Yeah, this one is just I hate to
This
say
one
it.
is all disappointments.
Yes, it was just very sad, Netflix. Very
Very
sad.
sad.
But let's say you have a recommendation you want to give to us on the VCR show, or maybe you want us to say hi to one of your favorite celebs at Comic Palooza. You can do so by emailing us to the VCR show at gmail.com. And you can hit us up on all of our social medias and check out our defunct website, site,
Website.
thevcrshow.com. Website, thevcrshow.com, and our YouTube channel. Guess what? At the VCR Show. And you can also share your comedic jokes with Roxy and you vote for her Morticia at her social medias, which are.
On Facebook at Roxy Perez Curvy Model, on Instagram at PopRocks428, and on TikTok at the Pop Rocks. And Pop Rocks is spelled POPROXX.
Okay, so she did it again. She got it just perfectly again. Damn, you're messing my segment up. Well, until next time, I'm Vara.
And I'm Roxy.
And you've been listening to VCR.
Bye.
Bye. You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at the VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.